Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Are you safe from the rating schedule changes that are coming? That is often the comments that I see as these videos get posted, right, about these rating schedule changes. If you're not aware, I've posted many videos on this, but the VA has and will be continuing to update all of their rating schedules. The rating schedules are important because the VA utilizes these rating schedules to decipher where you should be rated for your specific condition. So, for example, migraines, 10, 30, or 50. Where do you fall, right? You're diagnosed with migraines, but the severity of your condition will warrant either a 10, 30, or 50. It's very important to understand these rating schedule changes and the rating schedules in general. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. If you want to support in other ways, consider being a member. Thank you so much to all you members. I truly appreciate your support. I do my best to get back to you in the comments. All right. So with that, if you're not aware, the VA has already changed 10 of their rating schedules. So these are things like your rating schedules break into different body sections, we'll call it. And each one is labeled and then broke down with all the different conditions within it. For example, musculoskeletal, self-explanatory. Neurological would be where your migraines are. Digestive system, which is the most recent rating schedule that actually got changed and implemented, and they changed the GERD rating on us unfavorably, in my opinion. They made it to where it's much more difficult to get any sort of substantial rating within GERD on the new rating schedule. So what do we have looking forward? We have 4 rating schedule changes coming: neurological, respiratory, auditory, and mental health. Those 4 rating schedules. Now, they're all kind of in the wing, waiting to be finalized. The final date is set for August of 2025. Will it be August? Don't know. Could get kicked down the road again. It's already been kicked down the road twice. Now, we could see another kick down the road, or they could implement it sooner. Now, if history repeats itself, we should get a kind of like a 60-day warning that it's going to go into effect. Now, let's answer this question for you. And then I'll dive into what's kind of being changed and what you could be prepared for. So, what we're looking at as far as are you protected, the answer is really yes. When there is a change to the rating schedule, the VA cannot simply reduce you solely based on the rating schedule change. Now, that's in the CFR, Code of Federal Regulations. It's public law. There's like 3 different spots that's listed. Now, the VA actually talks about it in their release on the proposed rating schedule changes coming. And I'm just going to read to you that portion of this right now so we can understand it. So I'm basically front loading this. So it says, once again, there will be no change to any veteran's current rating based on these changes. Okay, so that's that part. Now, it says that veterans who currently receive compensation for a service-connected condition can apply for increased compensation. So, you're currently rated, let's say, for mental health. Then, let's say that you are going to have to look at this new rating schedule change, and if you think it's going to be beneficial for you, you could file for that increase. So, if you're currently receiving it, obviously, you can file for an increase. And here's the interesting part. It says, and even if a veteran's symptoms no longer warrant the current evaluation they have based on the finalized changes. So, if your current situation with your current severity and symptoms and all that don't warrant a higher or current evaluation, if it doesn't warrant that current evaluation, so let's say 50%. So you're currently rated 50, but your signs and symptoms don't warrant the 50 at the new level, we'll just say. Then it says no reduction shall be made unless an improvement in the veteran's disability is shown to have occurred, here's the key, based on the last schedule used to assign their rating, which means the rating that you got assigned to when you filed your claim and you got rated against that rating schedule, that is what they would utilize in order to do a reduction. So with that, you do have some protections. They can't just willy-nilly reduce you because of a rating schedule change. That's important to note. Now, again, we got 4 rating schedule changes happening. Neurological, which includes like migraines. There's no real changes to migraines, but just to kind of put you in the right mindset of what what would be included into neurological. You're going to have some changes in there, and really it's more of the nuts and bolts and kind of the application of how they process stuff from the exam standpoints. And I think that it's probably, for the most part, a better, more even keel type of approach to make sure that, veteran A, veteran B, veteran C, who all have the same situation, would be rated kind of the same instead of having somebody here, or here. Now, the other 3 are your auditory, respiratory, and mental health. I believe mental health is going to be good. Auditory, I think, is not going to be good. And respiratory is not going to be good. So the key things that we're looking at here are, 1, in your auditory, they're going to be eliminating the tinnitus as a standalone condition. So that means you cannot, after this change goes into effect, if you file a claim or put in an intent to file after the fact, you would not be able to obtain tinnitus as a standalone condition. Instead, the VA would be looking at tinnitus as a symptom of another condition and trying to figure that out and figure out if that condition is service connected. So it's a little more difficult. You can't just go, hey, I was around loud noise, I have tinnitus, I don't know. Here we are, I get rated, and we move on. That's going to kind of go away, and they're going to really look at the disease in which it would be attributed to, or the condition in which it would be attributed to. For your respiratory, the big one is sleep apnea, right? Sleep apnea currently, as of, here we are in March of 2025, these proposed finalized time frame would be August of 2025. Currently, the respiratory rating schedule for sleep apnea, if you are prescribed a CPAP and you utilize it, right? You have a CPAP. That's all you need. That's the criteria, and you have a 50% rating for sleep apnea. However, once the rating schedule goes into effect with these proposed changes, if they stay as is, the VA says essentially if your sleep apnea is treated adequately with a CPAP, then you get a 0%. Huge swing. I don't like it. It is what it is, but that's what we are looking to have. So with mental health, they're changing it from one big bucket of conditions and just figuring out where you fall on them to breaking it into 5 separate categories of your life, five domains of impairment, and they're going to rate each one of those impairments on severity, right? From a 0 to 4 scale. 0, no impairment. 4 would be totally impaired, and they're going to look at all 5 of those domains to figure out how bad each one is, and then depending on how many of them you have at certain levels, you get certain rating. For example, if you have 2 of the 5 domains at a level 3 impairment, that's 100% rating. The other domains could be zeros. Or if you have 1 domain that's a level 4, totally impaired, at a minimum of 25% of the time, that would warrant a 100% rating as well. So with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.